I haven't shared any of this because I thought I'd have got it fixed by now. In all of the years of doing Gumball, I've never been without a car to do it in. Now, there was a car that I was supposed to do it in that actually hasn't finished being built yet by a major OEM, despite the fact that they said it would be ready. More on that later, but I've just got a text from Max this morning. Max is my brother-in-law, but he also happens to be the founder of Gumball 3000, giving me the deadline info from customs at Vietnam, explaining the super tight window we have to find a car in time for Gumball. If we don't find it, genuinely might not be able to do Gumball 3000 this year. So this is the text that I got from Max last night, okay? So if the car we're using is being brought in from outside the country and is a right-hand drive, the deadline to submit its paperwork is August the 12th, okay? That's next Monday.
Yeah, that's tight.
Right? And if we're using a left-hand drive car, then the deadline is the 15th, next Thursday.
Big difference, 3 days.
So we've got that much time to find a car, confirm it with documents, and then arrange a flight for it to land in Vietnam and clear customs and get the paperwork for all of the other countries that car has to drive through to finish in Singapore. We've never, ever left it this tight. But on a serious note, I know we're out here and it's nice and sunny and whatever, but that text that I had from Max, that's very real. And what is very real is we don't have a car. I'll tell you at some point, because the idea was that I was going to unveil the car that's currently still in build. When I say in build, it's not a sort of project car. This is a major OEM brand new car. And it was a massive investment and it was a massive deal for the channel. And the idea was that we were going to unveil it and christen it on Gumball. And due to supply shortages, specifically in the region of carbon fiber, the car is now no longer on time, or definitely not in time anyway for Gumball. So it might end up arriving in like end of October, early November time. So over the next few days, or ideally today, I need to get my act together and get this car sorted out because it's getting pretty stressful.
This is not a 720 GTR Storado. It's 4x4 because there is the piece you were asking, what's missing?
Yeah.
Oh, it has no engine.
Something really fundamental's missing.
Very fundamental. So I'll get his reaction in a second. I don't need to reiterate the whole car. I just showed you guys this. I just really wanted to show James while he's in town because he'll leave before this car gets put back together, and it might be a minute before
it looks like I'll leave and come back and leave again before this is finished.
Get out of here.
Oh my dude, look at the length of it.
So you get an idea, right? Lark is the Japanese name for basically Marlboro in Japan. Andy Blackmore. Okay. Right. He designed not this. He designed the original for the F1.
Oh, for the F1.
So the actual Lark livery for the F1 racing car was designed by a chap that no longer resides in the UK. He lives in British Columbia, Canada, and I've had lunch with him.
You're kidding.
And he's sent me emails when I first painted this car before it got hit and did the kit. He sent me emails literally describing every angle and how he actually designed the car so I could paint my car that way. Is that? Like he was on board with me painting my car.
Speaking of funny brands or funky brands on the side of McLaren F1s, do you remember the grey Wayno Clinic one? It's not as like extrovert as the Lark car.
See if I can find. I want to find something for you. You keep chatting.
So we'll throw up in this edit a McLaren F1 that has the graphics down the side of it. Wayno Clinic. It's UENO Clinic, right? It's a Japanese penis clinic.
What?
It specializes in penis augmentation.
Andy Blackmore. Yeah. To me, Lark paint layout, and he explains everything about the layout.
Oh, yeah,
and he even goes as far as giving the car and showing the degree of angle and everything for me and how it needs to flow.
That's so cool.
But that's the closest thing I've ever gotten to an official, how do I want to do this? An official collaboration with like a manufacturer, like the way that you have a relationship with like Aston, where you can go and they're like, cool, we'll put one of our
stuff like
liveries
that.
on your
Yeah,
car, a
yeah.
paint. I've never had anybody reach out from a factory and actually work with me. Now he's not attached to any factory, but
Sure.
he did design.
He did it
He
for
did
the
design
original F1.
the actual F1 car.
Which is very, very cool. So we have an option on a flight, which makes it very expensive all of a sudden to get a car from the UK, one of our cars, to, I think it has to go to Singapore and then to Vietnam.
Yeah, it
From a
does.
logistics point of view, that's adding extra time on it, because don't forget, the car's got to be in Vietnam for the approval of the paperwork.
They also don't allow cars to fly into Vietnam, or did
Yeah, something
Gumball
like
get
that.
that cleared?
I think it has to go to Singapore.
So it goes to Singapore and then gets boated to Vietnam,
Yeah, or transported. So
like by truck. It just drives the opposite of what we're going to do for the route.
yeah, right. So we could do Senna. Senna has no baggage space.
Well, you don't have to tell me.
Right.
Yeah, how much baggage space has Senna got? The last 2 days of driving with it.
Passenger front. That's it.
That's
Like,
it,
right
right.
there.
She
By
had like,
your feet.
she had like
There is
this.
over your, if you don't want to use the rear view mirror, you could squash some bags where the helmet space is. That's
Unless,
probably not-
unless, hear me out, you send the Senna,
Yeah.
which would be sick.
It would be cool.
I mean, the memories. Like, you're keeping your car forever, right?
I think so. It's a special car.
Yes.
I mean, I've said this in the past and sold car to TDF.
I know. Huge regret, the TDF. So, you send the Senna, drive it, epic time. That'd
Yeah.
be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
When you get there, you just rent a little car
Yeah.
and steal one of, because it's Max, who's your passenger, you justify to Max that you steal one of his
Support cars.
support cars.
Support cars and stick the bags.
Stick the bags in there and they follow
Yeah.
you around or whatever.
Yeah.
I would do that.
I think they're having to send support cars over there because you can't take a car out of Vietnam
Yeah, you can't rent.
if you rent it. There's no rental options out there. Like in the past, people have rented cars for Gumball.
Yeah, like
Can't do it.
supercars. You can't even rent regular cars
Only rent
because they're
regular
not allowed
cars.
to leave the country to go to Cambodia or Thailand or wherever.
That's right.
That's why I said to a bunch of people, like, Gumball, even if you do the rally, there are layers of like versions of Gumball that are like the big boy version of Gumball. And one of the big boy versions is when you go do Gumball in a foreign country and you can't rent a car and you have to ship your car.
Your own car
Because the logistics and the cost of that
is full.
is way bigger.
Yeah.
Because you also can't ship a leased car.
Yeah.
You have to ship a car you own. The only reason why we can ship our car being leased is because of our relationship with the leasing company.
Yeah, you have to inform those guys in advance. You
Yeah,
can't
they write a full-fledged
report on it.
letter
Yeah.
that is bonded or notarized
Yeah.
that says they've approved my car to go. Because once it goes there, if you didn't
Sure.
ever want to come back, they're done.
It's done. Yeah.
So leased cars or finance cars, they have to be cars you own outright, typically can't be sent overseas.
The other thing, if you take into account the cost of the entry for Gumball this year,
It's $105 US.
right? So the logistics of your car to and from, and the ancillary costs of doing the rally, I reckon most people on this rally are doing 150 grand,
Oh, easy.
right? For a week.
We're,
This is a full fat Gumball.
we're there. You know how much? Did you get a quote for your car insurance yet? No, because you don't know what car you're taking. So do you want
Chapter 2.
do you want to know what our insurance is?
Go on.
You ready for this?
Go on.
What was your insurance on the last rally? No, Europe, you were covered.
Europe, I was fine.
Middle East.
Middle East
country.
was like 6 grand, I think.
Our insurance
Yeah.
for Southeast Asia is $16,800.
What?
US dollars. It's 13,000 pounds sterling. With
Oh,
a
so it's
one
easy
point-
150
with a 1.29 conversion rate to the US dollar. So it's $25,000 Canadian.
I got a GR Yaris.
Yeah, that kind of money.
Isn't that wild?
So this came in from Max last night. We've got August the 12th. That's next Monday. What day is it? Thursday.
That's next Monday.
It's Thursday.
Because the 13th is my event, and that's Tuesday.
Right. So we've got one more working day.
Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. 2 days over the weekend, and one more day to have it all done.
Monday.
for rev matching's really nice as well.
Yes.
So you've got a hydraulic handbrake.
Yeah. Give that a pull.
It's so sick.
And shift the gears.
Wow.
Right.
What's the box out of? What's the open gate from?
That's factory.
That's a factory gate.
So he allegedly buys a bunch of factory manual parts. Like, I believe the gate might be built,
Right.
but the shift knob's factory.
That's factory.
Yes.
Shift mechanism, etc. That's all factory.
He might have made that. There's like a bunch of parts are actual OEM
Yeah.
Ferrari parts that he
Because
then.
there's manual 430s, right?
Correct.
So maybe there's some switchgear from a 430
There's
in there.
actually a bunch of parts that were from Ferrari, and then a bunch of parts he built to be better than, and then he puts it in here, and calls it Bob's Uncle. Hector!
You're ruining me here. I just want to drive this thing. This is a Gintani exhaust system as well. Is it as nuts as the SVJ?
I would give you this car, but we have one of two problems still.
Okay.
So in the meantime, instead of giving you my baby,
Yeah.
why not give you Dave's baby?
Let's.
He has no idea.
Perfect. So much fun. It's so much fun. Oh, dude. Why does everything here feel like you're living in the Fast and Furious? You know, when you're here on the ground, I don't just mean DDE, I mean, when you're in the sort of Californian car scene, you really understand where the backdrop for that film came from. Come on, let's go steal some DVD players. Even how they pan the camera to different genres of car and music. Do you remember they would like point to different subcultures of cars, and they'd all have their own like flavor of music or genre of music playing. You can hear that and see it as you're driving down this queue. It's brilliant.